Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm George.
I'm Stav.
This is Malaka Motorsports, and today we're going to be talking about the remote burnout digital switch from USP Motorsports for the Rs3 TTRS. They do make this for other platforms as well, but we're going to be testing it today on the Rs3, talking about the pros, the cons, what we think, and what this product is really aimed for. Now, for those of you guys who have been following this car for some time, you know we've been doing front wheel burnouts now for a better part of 2 years. We had a hardwired switch that was drilled and then hardwired into the car via the fuse box. Not the most subtle approach, but it gets the job done. Not a lot of people want to do that to a 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 Rs3. So USP Motorsports thought, you know what? Not everyone has access to a shop that's willing to wire and touch, or that should wire and touch an Rs3.
Correct.
So they came out with a wireless burnout box. Now again, this is just the remote. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to install, and we'll just get right into it. So you pop your back seat off, you disconnect the two connectors here, one going for the cap. You plug in their digital controller on one side. This goes to the car harness, and this is going to go on the other side. Now Stav, if you would do us the honors and connect those two, please.
All right.
So I can hold this and film. Plug that in. Wait for a little click. All right. We're going to put this back into place as best as we can.
All right. Looks like professionally installed.
Yep, professionally installed. Boom. So now your burnout switch is installed. There's no hard wiring, no cutting, no splicing, none of that jazz, and it's all digital and wireless, and you get to do it with a remote. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in. I'm going to show you guys how to set up the car for a burnout, how to use the remote switch. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like from the outside, and also tips and tricks on how not to blow the seals on your transmission. More to that as we continue in this video, but let's get inside the car. We're going to start setting it up. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to get this started. So you leave your switch here, and you can kind of have it wherever you want, but it's good to have it in your hand. I'm going to leave it just here on my lap here for a second. And what you're going to do is get this ready to use in just about a second. First, you're going to turn off your traction. So you're going to make sure you're holding that for about 2 or 3 seconds. It's going to go first. Then second, ESC completely off. All right, what I'm going to do also then is hit this to front wheel drive mode. As soon as I do that, you're going to see on the dash a whole bunch of things are going to start popping up. See that? Stabilization control. And that would normally happen if I just switched the hard switch, but now I'm doing it with this digital button. Again, no splicing, no wiring, no craziness. And if you want to trade this car in a few months, you can. All right, so now that's done. I'm going to put this down. I don't need to have this in my hand. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to set this car into manual. All right. Now watch what I'm doing with this e-brake. You see right here? I'm going to hold it up with my hand, okay? I'm going to hold it up. I'm not going to set it down, so you don't want to have the e-brake permanently up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it up while I'm doing the burnout, and then I'm going to modulate, all right, not only the throttle, but I'm also going to be turning the wheel left and right. For those of you guys like me, I haven't modified the transmission. There's no wave track, no fancy stuff like that. The car goes low 9s, 9.5s without all that stuff. So I don't need it. Does it work? Sure, it's great. But for those of you guys that don't want to open up the transmission, again, you're going to have to modulate and turn the steering wheel left and right. It's going to spin both tires evenly and get everything properly heated up. Now, another thing you have to worry about, take a look at my rev range. Now, you don't want to go higher than about 6,500, about 6,000 to 6,500 RPM. Anything higher than that, especially the modified trans software, modified engine, you're going to blow out those stock O-rings inside the transmission. I'll put a link in the description below. I'll even put a little post for it here so you can see how I blew mine up, which caused me to lose clutch pressure and fry my stuck clutches over a year ago. So anyway, watch as I do this, all right? This is exactly how I do it at the track. I'm going to modulate it, hold the e-brake up. It's a sequence of events, follow it. You can replay this over and over again if you have to, but this is essentially how I do my burnout. So I'm going to hold this up, not going to let go, I'm holding it up. All right, I'm gonna get launch control ready, get the rev to about 4,000, launch it, and for about 3 or 4 seconds, I'm gonna turn the wheel, heating up the tires, building up some smoke, which we'll have a camera on the outside to show you. And then what I'm gonna do is watch the action when I release the e-brake. I'm gonna slide the e-brake down as I'm doing it, so it releases it, so the car rolls out. So I continue kind of to clean up the wheels as I'm at the track. So watch this. Ready? I'm gonna let it go down, and the car is gonna move forward, all right? And what this is gonna do is, now that the e-brake's released forward, you're not sitting in the water box if you guys are burning out. You're cleaning up the rear tires as you're moving here. I'll even show you guys I even started moving. And Stav is kind of filming as I'm moving, all right? And then you come back down. Oh, there's Stav. What's up, Stav? Come back down, all right? Here's what's gonna happen. Now, all I'm gonna have to do is go for my switch, and I'm gonna turn it back to all-wheel drive. Now the air is pretty much bounce off, and now I'm gonna do my launch. So I'm gonna go in, I have it in, let's say sport, and I'm gonna go in and do the launch again. And then take off, essentially, and then go do my launch, and then you're good to go. And that's all-wheel drive again at a touch of a button. Now, let's go outside the car and have a quick little chat real quick. Replay this as often as you need to, but this is exactly how you're gonna be doing the burnout at the strip or in Mexico if you wanna heat up the front tires. Modulate it. Don't go over 6,500 RPM. If you do, you're not gonna bust the trans up the first time, but you are in danger of hurting or ripping or bursting one of those O-rings on the inside, and it's a costly repair. You end up paying over $1,000 or maybe over $2,000 for labor for $10 worth of O-rings inside the transmission. And again, I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can see the video on where we posted, where IROS had to basically drop the trans to fix 4 O-rings that cost me a total of 20 bucks for labor that was thousands of dollars. So anyway, let's continue on, and I'm gonna show you guys our closing thoughts for this and pros and cons, and if you guys should do this mod.
Hey, so you learned how to do a burnout today.
In closing, in fact, let me just show you how it gets installed again. Not to repeat anything, but that's where it gets installed, and it closes up, and it's factory, and it's OEM. And it goes underneath your OEM seat. So no cutting, again, no splicing, no trusting someone to damage or not damage a brand new car. And you got a company that's standing behind a product, you know, in case anything happens.
And for $149, it's plug and play.
Correct. So think about it, if you take it to a shop that you're not really cool with, if you don't have shops that are your boys, so to speak, and you end up paying them a couple $100s to wire in a $10 switch, or you could do this from home. And the cool thing about it is it's 2020. Everyone's doing stuff from home. You guys are flashing ECU stuff at home. You guys are flashing transmission software at home. You guys are also doing a lot of your own work at home. So imagine now something that you could take control of. You can uninstall it. And if you got a buddy of yours that you want to let it borrow to, it literally unplugs in like 2 minutes. You can slap it into another car, and now that person can go heat up their front tires and go drag racing. So
can I put it in my B5?
I know you can't put it in your B5, but the cool thing about this is, and again, it's plug and play. So my thoughts, pros. The pros are you don't have to have it hardwired. You don't have to pay a shop to do it. You don't have to risk to attempt to ruin a car. So the pros are it's plug and play. It's 149 bucks. Draggy costs $149. So I think it's fairly cheap. But a lot of people may say, well, you know, it's a ripoff. You know, it's a switch costs $10 from Lowe's. You're right, but not everyone is willing to risk a really expensive vehicle with just a small switch.
Avoiding a warranty.
True, or causing a fire. Worst case scenario, we hope that doesn't happen to anybody. The cons, I guess the only con you would say is that the cost versus a hardwired switch.
But for $149, it's a good deal.
Correct, yeah, and that's the upside. So it turns itself into a pro again. So for $149, you take all the guesswork out and it plugs and plays. So now the question is, would I use this at the track? Yes. If this would have came out 2 years ago, instead of me having someone cut and drill a hole into the dashboard, which is permanently there now forever, and put a hardwire switch, which is now hardwired into the car, I would have much rather a wireless plug and play. What we're going to do with Kyle's car, because he has a built motor hybrid car, when he goes drag racing, we're going to uninstall it from mine and just slap it into his, and then he's able to do just burnouts. And he doesn't want anything hardwired, doesn't want anything cut. He may sell the vehicle, may trade it in later on, and this kind of maintains the integrity of the car, at least electronically.
Yeah, very cool. The only negative I would say is how small it is. You could easily lose it, but then you could also buy another one.
Well, it's kind of cool. They made it into a small keychain, so you can keep it in the glove, in the center console. You could put it on your actual keychain with your key. It's up to you. I would put a little Velcro, and then have a little Velcro on the dash if you could try to make that look clean, and it's there, and you could just have it push button.
You'd really trick people because nobody would be understanding how you're doing the all-wheel drive burnout. They're like, where's the switch?
Yeah, exactly. And just be in the hands. Or you could play a prank on your buddy's car if he has an RS3. You could plug it in without him knowing, and then just press the button as you're driving and watch the dashboard just kind of freak out and be like, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. These Audis suck. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. For those of you guys looking to do a burnout and not have to chop up the wiring in your car, or have some fun with the current vehicle that you have, if it applies, check out USP Motorsports. They have this really cool product. Again, affordable, makes it easy. You don't have to cut anything, and it's so easy, even I can do it. I did the install in less than 2 minutes. But anyway, at the close of this video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys take this away as some of the tips to do some burnouts at the track. Again, be very, very careful as you guys are launching them. Understand that if you go drag racing, you're doing the burnout anything can happen. So be very careful and wary of, you know, your surroundings, the heat, the temp, your RPMs, all that jazz. Anyway, I'm George.
I'm Stav.
This is Malaka Motorsports. Hope you guys enjoy the video. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe. It really does help us out. And we'll see you guys in the next video as Stav goes racing head-to-head with the RS3. And we'll see what his car does against mine in Mexico.
Any predictions?
The RS3 is going to beat you, bro.
My prediction? Pain.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.